This is big breaking emergency news. The U.S. military and the U.S. National Guard are now getting prepared for shtf. The National Guard, through the Army, they are now preparing and learning survival skills and survival tactics. They are doing major drills to learn how to build fires, how to build shelters, how to forage, how to survive in these grid down survival situations. We now have the National Guard domestically training for these situations right now for this to happen on U.S. soil, right? So you need to be getting prepared too. You need to be getting ready as well. You need to be getting your survival skills up. All right, even things like starting a fire. It seems very easy and intuitive, but it actually is pretty nuanced and it's very tedious, and you have to know the right materials. You have to find dry, tinder, and you have to get the strike perfectly right if you are using a flint striker, right? It's tedious. It can take lots of time, especially if you don't practice these things, right? So it's not as easy as it looks, like they make it look in the movies. These things could be very hard, and the U.S. military is training how to build fires, build shelters, build and survive in these survival scenarios, and getting ready for it to potentially happen domestically in the U.S. Look at this picture here. This is what the National Guard is doing right now. This is one of their exercises that they are going through currently, and they are learning how to start fires and practice survival shtf situations. That's what they're preparing for, and they're training for this to potentially happen domestically, because the National Guard trains for things to happen inside the U.S. They are deployed internationally sometimes, but their main duty is to protect the U.S. homeland and respond to emergencies in the homeland. All right, so there's only one reason they would be practicing survival skills, is that they know something big is coming. We could see a grid down situation coming very soon, and these skills could be critical if something like that happens, right? So let's dive into this here really quick. Hit that like, hit that subscribe for me. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on what's going on inside our country, this big news. You can see here, though, it says the Nebraska Guard infantry trains on survival tactics. This is an article from March 1st, just a few days ago. They are still doing these drills right now. All right, it says soldiers in Nebraska Army National Guard's Company B to 134th Infantry Airborne conducted survival, evasion, resistance, and escape training at a Meade training site near Utah. It says 6 U.S. Air Force instructors with the 55th Operations Support Squadron trained 59 soldiers. All right, so they are making units. They're training people in these certain infantries to be survival specialists and have these survival skills, and they're training 59 soldiers, they are saying, currently, just with this one drill inside of Nebraska. All right. You can see here it says, quote, soldiers were provided with specific tactics on survival and taught how to accomplish the mission of being put into a rescue scenario. This is what Sergeant Ben Himes said about the drill. He said soldiers were provided with specific tactics on survival and taught how to accomplish the mission of being put into a rescue scenario. All right, he said, quote, we learn how to effectively prepare ourselves for isolating events and also plan for a potential rescue operation as well. He said this type of training empowers soldiers with the skills for survival when the unexpected happens, right? So they are getting ready and they are training their soldiers to be prepared and have these survival skills, and they are making certain units, certain infantries, these survival experts essentially, so they can lead during these emergencies and they can take the path as well during a rescue operation. If they have to go into a they have to be off the grid for days at a time for a rescue as well. They are also preparing for something along those lines, right? But we know that the military and the FBI, all these different agencies have been warning of a major cyber attack. The FBI was just warning a few weeks ago about a Volt Typhoon cyber attack from China that is infecting our critical infrastructure, right? And these things are so shady and so sketchy and gray. These cyber attacks, they could be initiated from essentially any side, and blame can be placed on any side as well. And they're very gray, and it's very hard to tell where these things are actually coming from and who's actually doing it, especially when normal citizens don't even see the raw data of most of these things. They are getting prepared for something big to happen domestically, and there's already big things happening, right? There's a major cyber attack on US pharmacies right now. There's hundreds of pharmacies, possibly thousands of pharmacies around the country nationwide that are experiencing this major cyber attack, and people are not able to fill their prescription now, going on over a week, going on 2 weeks, right? They haven't been able to fill their prescriptions. This is life-threatening for a lot of people. Let me know down below if you are still having issues with that. It's mostly local pharmacies that are being affected because they were able to hit their software that they use on the back end that a lot of these local pharmacies use for their order processing. They were able to take that system offline, and they also were probably able to compromise all these critical records from all these people as well. The pharmacy has all your medical records, knows the prescriptions you're on, all these things. All that information has been compromised and could potentially be used in the future for more compromises, having this back information, right? So there's already things happening domestically. People are already being affected by this. We're already seeing outages, and they are practicing their survival skills, right? So you need to be working on that too. If you've never tried to start a fire from scratch with the just stuff that you can find lying around in the woods and having a flint striker, you should try it, right? It's a lot harder than it looks. I'm not even gonna lie. It's one of these things. It's very nuanced, and it's tedious to get it to strike the exact right way and to have the setup with the kindling and the tinder exactly the right way and get the strike to hit it, right? It's very nuanced. Get these skills under your belt, because lighters, propane, stuff like that, it's only going to last so long if we have a major grid down situation, right? It's only going to last months. Maybe you could stretch it a year, but if we have major outages for a long period of time, then these things are not going to be sufficient, right? And that's what the military is working on, and that's what we should be working on as well, right? Foraging, find the local things in your area that you can eat. There's tons of berries and plants, okay, that you can eat. Even cattails you can eat. I just thought of that because those are all over down here in the south, growing in swamps all over the place. You can eat the heads of cattails, right? Might not be the best, but there's food all over. You can eat palms of palm hearts, right? The inside of a palm frond. It's leafing out the internal part of it. You can eat the heart of that palm. All right, in some places there's hundreds of thousands of little palm trees everywhere, and that's food right there. Find these things that you can eat, you can forage, that people aren't even going to be thinking about as well. If we're in a shtf scenario, nobody's going to be thinking about palm fronds, but you can eat these, and that's what people do in a lot of these countries that are struggling with food, right? They're eating these palm fronds, or these palm hearts, right? And it's a major part of their diet. So look up what's in your area. A lot of the places, there's berries, there's blueberries and strawberries growing all over the place up on the mountains. All right, I've seen them, I've picked them. eaten them myself. Places like Colorado, just berries all over the place. So find what's local to you. See what you can eat. There's a ton of stuff. Beauty berries as well are also in the South. It's those real purple berries. They don't taste great. I've eaten them a bunch, just like on trails you see them. They have real broad leaves, wide leaves, flat, big leaves, and it's just like a little bush. And it has these purple berries and clusters on them. It's called beauty berries. You can also eat those, or that's what I eat at least. All right. Disclaimer: don't eat this stuff. All right, you look it up yourself. You decide for yourself. But that's what I eat. I eat this stuff on trails if I find it, and that's what you need to be. These skills. That's what the U.S. military is training for and learning right now. All right. Let me give you guys an update really quick on what we are working on. Hit it up for me down there really quick. By the time I get back, hold on one second. Alright, the chicks are doing real good. Alright, we're gonna move these girls that are about 3 weeks outside soon. We already have some other girls that are about 5 weeks outside, and then we have some big girls that are like 2 years old outside already as well. And these girls are going on a week old. Alright, so it's pretty warm down here, so at 3 weeks we're moving chicks outside. We want to get them out of here. They stink. We don't want them in our house because we don't have a big barn or anything to keep them in, so we're just keeping them in our spare room here where I record my videos, and they stink. So we want to get them outside. So they're going to be outside soon. It's been raining, but we're going to get them outside in the next few days because they need to be outside. And the way you prepare them for that is you turn off their lights. You let them get used to the cold. Right now the big girls don't even have their lights on. I only have a light on these smaller girls right now, and they even have a weaker light because they didn't want the intense light because it's pretty warm down here. Alright, so make sure you're getting prepared, guys. Make sure you're getting stocked up. Make sure you're getting your skills up as well. These skills are valuable because you can just start from nothing with these skills. Even if everything's taken away, your home's destroyed, something happens, there's an emergency, you have to evacuate. If you have skills, you know how to forage, grow food, survive, build things, build shelters, build homes, then work on cars, all these things, and you can use these skills to start over, rebuild, and trade with people, barter. All these things are critical. Alright, so thank you guys. Please get prepared, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.